Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mr. Debt here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my first video that I am making. I want to thank those of you who have stopped by and have taken the time, the valuable time out of your day to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to share with you a personal story of how I got into debt and how I plan to overcome it. But before I get into that, I want to ask you guys a question. For those of you who are watching, and the question that I have to you is, have you ever found yourself in a similar situation regarding debt? And when I say that, I mean, being in a dark place mentally because of it, thinking that, you've dug yourself this hole, or something happened in your life where now you're in this hole and there's no way out. You just feel like you can't see the light. The only light you do see is a train at the end of the tunnel, and you're just waiting to see that blue sky, hear those birds chirping, and just feel that you're debt free. If you have, please stick around because you're not alone. Okay, debt is something that everybody deals with in one form or another, and I myself can't wait to get to that point where I'm debt free, and it's just going to be a liberating experience. Those of you who have debt and who are going through that situation, I know I can confidently say that I know that you guys have that feeling, that you guys know the feeling of what it would be like to be out of debt and to just feel that life is so much better and life is on that upward trend instead of that constant downward that you find yourself, right? But before I go into the story, I wanted to make another thing clear, and that's debt is not a death sentence. Okay, it's not the end of the world, although it may seem like it is the end of the world at the time. Okay, it's nothing to be ashamed about. All right, it's a temporary setback, and if I can create a plan to overcome it, I have all the faith, and I know that you guys could do it as well. Right? So a little bit about my story was, I got into debt when I was 22 years old. Okay, I just finished college, just finished trade school, and I was eager to start my life, achieve my dreams, and I thought I had it all figured out. After talking to people countless times as to, what my next step should be, the conversation always pointed to real estate. So after having those conversations, I got my first house, and eventually I wanted to grow my portfolio faster. I wasn't content with what I had. I thought that I needed to be at a certain place. And with that being said, I wanted to get to my end goal as fast as possible. And I thought that the best way of doing that is to invest in a real estate course, right? You hear on social media how you have to invest in yourself, invest in mentors. I still believe in that. I still believe you have to invest in the right people. However, at the time, I thought that this was going to be that right move for me, right? And after thinking that that was going to be my ticket to success, I found out that that wasn't the case. Things didn't go as planned, and that was the first step of a series of bad investments and bad mistakes that I've made. I felt like that once I purchased that course, once I got into that course, that was the first domino that came down, and it was all in the negative way. After investing in that course, I lost a lot of money. I tried to recover the money that I've lost by doing fix and flips. I thought that was, a good way, of getting that fast real estate cash, as I call it, rather than just buying and hold properties. But that only made things worse, unfortunately. And before you knew it, I had accumulated over $200,000, over $200,000 of debt. And at that point, I was overwhelmed. I was stressed. I was ashamed. I didn't know. I thought, to myself, how could I got to this point? clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I just was getting down on myself every single day. It got worse. I felt like at this point, I'm just working days and days on end, weeks, months, years, and I have nothing to show for it. I have all these high interest loans and debts that I have to pay off, and I'm not able to do anything with the money that I make. If I felt like that I was a slave to the debt, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to accept that I have made that mistake, and I needed to take that responsibility for my actions. But once I did, I started to take action. I learned everything I could about personal finances, debt management, budgeting, and I sought help from professionals, mentors, and I surrounded myself with a supportive group of friends and family that really want to help or just support me get out of this kind of hole that I've dug myself, right? But I have to tell you that it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and be like these other videos with these millionaires or these people that are wealthy talking about how it's so easy to overcome debt. It's something that is not easy, and especially when you're living it, when you're at that end game, one day I'll get there and one day you'll get there too, and I hope that I can help you get there. But once you're out there, it's easy to say that, oh, it's simple. Getting out of debt is simple. But once you're in your head, once you get those ideas flowing, those negative ideas that you're not good enough, that you did this because you suck, or whatever it gets in your head, once you have those, once you go down that rabbit hole, it's very hard to get yourself out of there. And it took me a long time to get myself out of there, But little by little, I've started to make progress. I created a plan. I'm on plan 1001, of trying to come up with ideas on how I can manage, how I can budget properly, what's the best way to do it, and I feel like I'm on, the most efficient path, and I'm sticking to it. And by sticking to it, I had to make sacrifices. I sold all my properties. I have cut back on a lot of expenses, and I continue to cut back on expenses wherever I can, and I'm working hard to increase my income in a legit manner that's maybe slow, but that's effective, to increase my income, to help that out, right? And you know what? As of right now, it's been working so far. I'm 28 years old. I'm still in debt, unfortunately, but I've managed to reduce that debt by more than 3/4. And by doing that, I've been more confident, more knowledgeable, and more grateful than ever. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm making this video and starting this YouTube channel, because I want to share my experience with those of you who are watching, those of you who want to watch, to help you guys overcome debt. So that's a little bit about my story. I hope you found it inspiring and helpful. If you did, please leave a like and share this video with your friends, family, anybody who you think needs to hear this message. Please send it to them. I'm looking to make more content like this, and if you're struggling with that, please know that you're not alone. Okay, I really want to emphasize that you're not alone in this, although you may seem like you're alone, because when you get into that dark place, it feels like it's just you against everyone else in this world, and trust me, that is not the case. Okay, my vision for this channel is to create a community of like-minded individuals who can pick each other up and can create a space where there's no judgment. Okay, I know that everyone's debt, no matter how big or how small, is just as big to them as the person, as the next person and their debt. Okay, so thank you all once again for coming out, watching my first video, and I look forward to talking to you on the next one.